Hey friends, today Goblin Griff is going to be playing all the 4-player mini games on Wii Party U. He'll be playing against Ricardo, Misun, and Patricia. As with all our videos, we play mic'd up with commentary and tips. If you find our tips helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel. It really means a lot to us. Alright Griffin, go ahead and get started. The first game is going to be Balloon Boppers. Burst your opponent's balloons with a toy hammer. Keep your balloon safe and unpopped to win the game. If your balloon is popped, you can stay in the ring and pop others' balloons. Okay, our tip for this game is to try to not turn your back on your opponents. That way they can't sneak up to you and pop your balloon. Alright Griffin, give it a try.
Start!
Alright, good job, Griffin. The next minigame is called Jumping Target. Throw darts at the numbered panels and compete for points. Time your jump to hit the panels with the highest points. Okay, sometimes when you're jumping really high, you have to delay slightly for the 50 and 30 panels to reappear. Alright Griffin, let's show everybody how to win this game. Alrighty, good job, Griffin. Let's move on to the next minigame. The next minigame is called Face Flippers. Flip quickly through the faces on your notepad to find the one that matches the Mii character on stage. Players earn points based on the order in which they find the right face. Alright, in this game, try to memorize the faces as you're flipping them. The order of your flips will never change, however, the Mii character on stage does. Alright Griffin, do your best, show them how to do this. Great job, Griffin. Great job. The next minigame is called No Goals Barred. Kick your color's soccer balls into any of the 4 goals as fast as you can, but try not to kick any of your opponent's soccer balls into the goal. Our tip for this game is to line up carefully behind your soccer ball and kick it up, down, or to the left or right. Diagonal kicks don't work as well. Alright Griffin, show them what you could do.
Start!
Way to kick the soccer ball, Griffin. Let's just keep going along the path of minigames. The next minigame is called Close Knit. Knit like the wind. Move your knitting needles as quickly as possible to knit as many inches as you can. The player who knits the longest scarf wins. Our pro tip for this game is to just hold on to the directional pad and the number 2 and shake one side. The other side will automatically shake along with you. Go ahead Griffin, show them how to do it, honey.
Three, two, one, go! Finish!
Excellent. Great job, Griffin. For those of you watching at home, if you don't understand one of our tips, feel free to rewind the video and replay it. Otherwise, you can always just email us or comment and we will try to answer your questions the best we can. Okay, I think... Alright, Griffin. Yep, that's the next game. The next game is called Snap Judgment. Quickly determine which signs the Mii character in the center is holding. Raise a different sign to earn points. The player with the most points wins. Our tip for this game is to concentrate on the letter A and the numbers 1 and 2. Alright, Griffin, show them what we mean. Great job, honey. Great win. The next game is called Pose Pros. Quickly select the silhouette pose that matches the pose of the Mii character at the center. The more quickly you find the correct pose, the more points you'll earn. Our tip for this game is to look carefully at the Mii in the center. See if he or she is standing on one leg, standing on 2 legs, and the direction he or she is holding their hands. That'll usually guide you quickly to the correct silhouette, which is just a fancy word for shadow. Alright, Griffin, show them what we mean. Get started.
Start!
Great job, Griffin. We forgot to mention that sometimes the silhouette or shadow will repeat. So just pay careful attention to the Mii in the center. Alright, Griffin, let's move on to the next game. You're doing awesome today. The next game is called Symmetrical Suits. Choose the correct card and align it perfectly in order to complete the symmetrical picture. The player to complete the most pictures within the time limit wins the game. Alright, nothing to it, just be careful when you need to rotate the card on the right to be the symmetrical pair of the one on the left. Alright, with that in mind, Griffin, go ahead and show everybody how to do this.
Start. Finish.
Alright, keep going, Griffin. Great job. The next game is called Recipe Recall. Memorize the 10 ingredients the instructor puts in the pot. If you choose incorrectly, you'll fail the class. The last player remaining wins the game, and of course gets to enjoy the soup at the end. Our tip for this game is just to start counting the vegetables as they're put in the pot, and then subtracting as you or the CPUs use them in the game. Alright, Griffin, let us demonstrate it for everybody.
Start.
1 tomato, 1 corn, 1 onion, 1 bell pepper, 2 onion, 2 corn, 1 carrot, 1 potato, 3 onion, 2 tomato, 2 corn, 3 onion, 2 tomato, 1 carrot, 1 potato, and 1 bell pepper. So, a little bit of everything so far. No more potatoes. One more onion. Let's use up that bell pepper. Looks like no more onions. Looks like no more carrots. So we're down to the nice corn and tomatoes. I'm sorry, there's no potato. I'm sorry, sir, there's no more bell peppers.
Finish.
Looks like Griffin was able to win this game and gets to enjoy the soup. The next minigame is called Space Zappers. UFOs spotted. The player who manages to zap the most aliens wins the game. A UFO with 1 alien is worth 1 point. A UFO with 3 aliens is worth 3 points. Our tip for this game is to stay in the middle of the screen and move to the left or right as you see the aliens appear. Also, make sure you always go for the UFO with the 3 aliens because that UFO is worth 3 points. Please keep in mind that there is a slight delay for your shots. Alright Griffin, go ahead and get started. Let's show everybody what to do. Great shooting, Griffin. Way to go. The next minigame is called Big Bang Blasters. Shoot down the stacked blocks to earn points. The player with the most points wins the game. Okay, our tip for this game is pretty straightforward. Always try to shoot down at least 3 blocks. Take advantage of if a CPU shoots a block, moves it, but no blocks get knocked down. Alrighty Griffin, show everybody what to do.
Finish!
Great job, Griffin. You're able to win that minigame too. Let's keep it going. The next minigame is called Lap Happy. Race in this wild and wacky swimming medley. Each lap requires a different stroke, so you need to use the Wii remote in 3 different ways. Get to the goal first to win. Alright, our tip for this game is pretty straightforward. When the gun sounds, and be the first one to successfully dive into the pool to build an immediate lead. When you're doing the first A2 stroke, you don't have to push the buttons all the way down, you can slide your fingers over them for help. The second stroke requires you to move in a counterclockwise direction. You need to use the directional pad to do this. Finally, the third stroke is the easiest. Simply just shake your remote control in a clockwise direction and race your way to victory. Alright Griffin, I know you've been practicing this game. Let's see if you could do it. Show everybody. Alright Griffin, get that great head start and let's show everybody what we're talking about.
3, 2, 1, go!
Great job, Griffin. Your dive into the water at the beginning really made the difference. Let's move on to the next mini game. The next mini game is called Fruit or Scare. You only have a moment to see which apples are filled with apples. You only have a moment to see which boxes are filled with apples. Open up to 3 boxes, but avoid the ones filled with spiders. You'll lose points if you pick a spider-filled box. Eek. Alright, Griffin. Our tip for this game is to look quickly at the screen. One of the boxes will usually have 8 apples, or around that number. Try to get at least 2 boxes with a lot of apples. The CPUs are pretty fast, so if you get 2 high-numbered boxes, just make sure you don't get a spider. Alright, go ahead, Griffin. Let's try our best.
Start!
Should be enough, I think.
Finish!
Good memory. Good memorizing, Griffin. Great job, honey. And you're very fast. Let's keep going. The next game is called 1-2 Punch. Break the falling logs to earn points, but you'll lose points if you chop a watermelon in half. You have to gently catch those instead. Play for the highest score. This game takes a lot of concentration. If you see a wooden block, hit A. If you see a watermelon, hit the B button. Sometimes this game could be quite confusing, so we recommend trying to look at what object falls at the top of the screen and then hitting the appropriate button. Alright Griffin, go ahead and show everybody what we mean.
Start! Finish!
Looks like Griffin was able to do it. Great job, honey. Not one of your best games, but we'll take it. That game, 1-2 Punch, does take a lot of practice. The next game is called Balanced Diet. Place fruit on the scale so the arrow stops in the blue area. Pay attention to the time limit and make sure you don't send the arrow into the red area. After you've played this game a while, you'll be able to memorize just how much each piece of fruit moves the scale. For example, the pineapple will move the scale 3 clicks. The 3 bananas will move 2 clicks. An apple will move it 1 click. An orange moves it half a click. And a strawberry and a single banana move it about a quarter click. Let's go ahead and demonstrate the game for everybody, Griffin. Go ahead and get started.
Start.
Alright, looks like you're starting it off. As we said, an apple moves it 1 full click. That'll be a quarter click. Ooh, he's going for it. That's 3 clicks. Ooh, 3 bananas is too many, and that player is out. Let's go on to the next scale. That'll be a half. That'll be a full. Alright. A banana should move it 3 full clicks. So I'm sorry, a pineapple. Yes, Griffin, pineapple, not banana. Nicely done. Now, balanced diet is one of the games. It doesn't matter what skill level you're playing. Each fruit will still weigh the same amount in each game.
Finish.
Great job, honey. Let's keep going through the mini games. The next minigame is called Apple Scramble. Scramble along the road to pick up as many of the rolling apples as you can. Avoid the spike balls because they'll knock half the apples out of your basket. Our tip for this game is to stay at the top of the screen and just start picking up apples as they fall from or come rolling down the street. Pay particular attention to if a CPU gets knocked over by a spike ball and run over to him or her and pick up the apples that fall out of his or her basket. That's a great way to pick up a lot of apples quickly. Go ahead and show everybody what we mean, Griffin. Get started.
Start.
You still won, even though you got hit by a spike ball. Good job, Griffin. I liked how you were able to pick up the green CPU's apples after she got hit by the spike ball. Let's keep moving through these mini games. The next minigame is called Water Walkers. Press the button with perfect timing to skip across the water and reach the other side as quickly as possible. If you press the button too late, it will slow you down. Okay, if you're unfortunate to fall in the water, you'll also need to start shaking your remote to come up. This is just a game of timing. As you play the game more, you should get better and better at it. Go ahead, Griffin, get started.
Three, two, one, go!
Griffin just reminded me of something. Another tip is when you're pressing the A button, swing the remote for emphasis. That way the A button will be sure to be registered. Alright, let's go to the next minigame. The next game is called RC Drifters. Steer the remote-controlled cars through the moving gate to score points. You get 1 point for going through the gate, but you'll lose 1 point if you go through the gate in the wrong direction. Our tip for this game is just to keep your thumb on number 2 and move the directional pad to turn your car as you need. Don't get caught up in the gate though, that'll really slow down your progress. Alright Griffin, let's try to show everybody what we mean. Looks good, Griffin. I think 9 or 10 laps are the most you could get. Great job, honey. Great job. Let's keep going. The next mini game is called Match Me. Match the spinning parts of the faces to the top and bottom parts of the faces. The player to correctly line up 3 faces first wins the game. The key is looking at the eyes. The eyes usually indicate which Mii you need to match. There is also a slight delay between hitting your A button, so keep that in mind. Griffin, show them how it's done.
Finish.
Excellent. Great job. Let's keep going on. Ooh, Cliff Riders, one of my favorite. Cliff Riders, reach the goal without falling from the long and narrow path while riding the unicycle. The player who reaches the goal first or rides the longest distance wins. Alright, Griffin. Oh, before we get started, you're right. Our tip for this game is to stay in the center as long as you can. Veer slightly to the left or the right as the path requires. Go ahead, Griffin. Now you can get started. Thanks for waiting, honey.
Three, two, one, go!
Oh, great job, honey. Great job. Looks like we've completed the first row. As we mentioned at the start, we play all of our games with commentary and try to provide useful hints. If you find them of value, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel. It really means a lot to us. The next game is called Super Snow Sliders. Take a running jump off the super slippery ice onto an inner tube and see who could slide the farthest. Jump on the inner tube before you pass the red line or no tubing for you. Our tip on this game is pretty straightforward. As soon as the gun shoots and you're able to run, just start shaking as fast as you can and get ready to hit the A button. You want to hit the A button as close as you can to that red line while you've ran and built up a lot of momentum. Go ahead, Griffin, let's try to show them what we mean. Alright, Griffin, let's show them what we mean. Shake as fast as you can.
3, 2, 1, go! Finish!
Great job, honey. Great job. The next game is called Star Pupil. Earn points by throwing stars at the ninja targets falling from above, but you'll lose points if you fling a star at one of the women, so be careful where you're throwing those things. Our tip for this game is just to fling your wrist as quick as possible if you see a ninja falling, but you show great restraint and don't throw a star at a woman or lady in a kimono. I hope that makes sense. Go ahead, Griffin, give it a try.
Start! Finish!
Great job, Griffin. You did hit a lady, but that's okay. You were still able to win. You were just a little too excited. Let's move on to the next game. The next game is called Heart Targets. Select only the heart shapes from the notebook. You'll lose points if you select any of the other shapes. The player with the most points after 5 rounds wins the game. Our tip for this game is to stay in the center and move to the left or right as you see hearts that you want to click. Alright, Griffin, show them what we mean.
Start! Finish!
Alright, Griffin, keep going, honey. Keep going. The next game is called Sitting Pretty. Your Mii characters will stroll around the stools until the music stops. As soon as that happens, press the button written on a stool to sit down on it first. Okay, this game is a lot like musical chairs. You just have to have quick reaction, and sometimes the CPUs will bonk into each other. Be careful if that happens, and just try to get an empty chair. Alright, Griffin, do your best, honey.
Start!
Good reaction, Griffin. Good reaction. Alright. A lot of times that game ends in a tie, but this time Griffin was able to be the sole winner. We'll take it. Let's keep on moving along. Alright, the next game is called Twisted Flight. Wind up the rubber bands on either side of the helicopter to propel yourself into the sky. The player to fly highest wins. Make sure to wind each side equally or the helicopter will veer off course. Our tip on this game is to hit the A button, shake as fast as you can, and then at about 7 or 8 seconds left, hit the B button and shake as fast as you can. Alright Griffin, let's show everybody what we mean.
Three, two, one, go!
That looks pretty good to me, honey.
Finish!
The next game is Freeze. Point your Wii remote at the center of the target and hold it still as you can. The player whose pointer remains closest to the target wins the game. Our tip for this game is as soon as you lock onto the target, stay as still as possible. Close your eyes because on the screen there will be a lot of distractions. Have faith. Use the force. Alright Griffin, do your best. Show them how to do this.
Start!
That was pretty good, Griffin. I was proud of you. Griffin was closing his eyes.
Finish!
Okay, Griffin, let's just keep moving along. The next game is called Token Drop. Aim your tokens and time your drops carefully to get the most points within the time limit. Players can drop up to 3 tokens. Okay, our tip for this game is to make sure you get the top chute, the second chute, and finally the bottom bin. If you get the top, the middle, and the bottom bin, you have 3 chances of scoring points. Okay, Griffin, let's show them what we mean. Yeah, go ahead, honey. Get started. Yep, go ahead. Good job, Griffin. Good job.
Start!
Looks like we have another winner. Great job, Griffin. Great job. As you're watching this nice video we're making, Please make sure you comment what your favorite Wii Party U minigame is. The next game is called Safari Hustle. Choose an animal to ride to victory. You can sprint to speed up, but that will wear out your animal more quickly. Be sure to pace yourself. Okay, Goblin Griff has learned from his big brother Goblin Jor, and he likes to ride the rhinoceros in this game. Stay on pace, and at the quarter pole, or final quarter pole, shake as fast as you can to victory. Alright, Goblin Griff, show him what we mean.
Start. Finish.
Nice race, Griffin. Nice race. The next minigame is called Balance Broncos. Balance yourself by tilting forward and backward as your Bronco tries to buck you off. Stay on longer than the other players to win the game. There's no real tips for this game, just go to the right if your Bronco goes to the left, go to the left if your Bronco goes to the right. Be careful though, sometimes your Bronco will go to the left twice, or to the right twice, or stay in the center. Do your best, Griffin, show them what we could do.
Start.
Looks like you got first, Griffin. Great job. I know, you think Balance Broncos is one of the harder games. Comment below if you agree that Balance Broncos is one of the harder mini-games for Wii Party U. Yeah, either way, you get to move on to the next mini-game. The game is called Maze Malaise. Quickly memorize the path to the goal when you see the overhead view of the maze. The first player to roll his or her ball to the goal wins the game. As instructions say, you need to memorize the path. Inner or outer lane at the end is usually what you need to memorize in order to win this game. Go ahead, Griffin. We'll go ahead and see how you could do. Alright, it's the outer path.
Start.
Nicely done, Griffin. You took the long route, but sometimes you get to roll your ball faster if you go the long route.
Finish.
The next game is called Moonbase Escape. Escape the moonbase by opening sliding doors in various directions. The player who reaches the surface of the moon first wins. Okay, our tip for this game is pretty straightforward. Just go quickly in the opposite direction of the door. If the door is on the top, go down. If the door is on the bottom, go up. If the door is on the right, go left. If the door is on the left, go right. Griffin, show him how it's done.
3, 2, 1, go!
The next game is called Ramped Up. Choose a starting point on the ramp from which you'll coast down on your skateboard. The player who gets closest to the stairs without falling down them wins the game. Okay, as you play this game, you'll begin to get a feel for how long of a ramp or how high up the ramp you'll need to get, depending on how far you need to travel. This is a game about feel. Go ahead, Griffin, give it a try.
Start!
Good job, Griffin. Way to play it smart. Better to be conservative than fall off the stairs. The next game is called Flock Shot. Try to take a photo that includes as many birds as possible, but you can only take one shot, so wait for the perfect moment. Our tip for this is just to take a picture right after the CPUs when there's one or two more birds. Don't be too anxious to take this shot. A lot of times at the end, all the birds will show up. Go ahead, Griffin, give it a try. Show them what to do.
Start! Finish!
Good job, Griffin. Good timing. The next game is called Ice Spinners. Spin around and strike a pose. Get points for each spin and for ending in a pose, 20 points for posing face forward, 10 points for posing horizontally, and 1 point for posing backwards. Our tip for this game is just spin as fast as you can. When you enter the red area, get ready to strike that front pose. Alright, Griffin, show everybody what we mean.
Three, two, one, go!
Nice pose.
Finish!
The next game is called Pogo Battle. Hop onto a pogo stick and ram into opponents to push them outside the playing area. Our tip for this game is to stay in the center and only go after an opponent if you're sure you'll be able to knock them off. Make sure you don't accidentally jump off the platform. Go ahead, Griffin, get started. Good Pogo Battle, Griffin. Good job, honey. Keep going. The next minigame is called Safe Landings. Try to control your jump so you land at exactly 0 seconds. The player who lands closest to 0 seconds wins the game. The platform height changes every time. Alright, usually at 2.5 is when we begin our descent, and we'll flap our arms if necessary to get closest to 0. Alright Griffin, show everybody what we mean. That works. Okay, it looks like we're in the last row of minigames. Once again, if you like our tips, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel. It really means a lot to us. The next game is called Pool Party. Scramble across the pool table to dodge the bouncing billiard balls, but watch out, if another player knocks you down, you won't be able to move for a moment. The last player standing wins the game. Our tip for this game is to try to stay in the upper right hand corner. For some reason, that's usually a safe spot. Obviously, if it looks like you're in danger, move out of that area. Go ahead, Griffin, give it a start.
Finish.
There you go. Good job, Goblin Griff. The next game is called Cage Chomp. Be the first player to escape from the giant chomping fish. Watch the cards as they're being shuffled and then try to pick a plus card to move up towards safety. The first player to grab a card gets to use it. We recommend moving your cursor and following the +2. Give it a try, Griffin. Show them how to do it. Game's really close. Come on, Griffin, pull it together. Looks like you did it, Griffin. Great job, honey. Great job.
Finish.
I know, playing all these mini games is tiring sometimes. The next game is Mii Vaulters. Vault yourself off a long pole and into the air to see which player can land farthest from the start. The key to going far is running fast and knowing just when to release the pole to fly through the air. Alright, Griffin, shake fast, hit A at just the right angle. Let's show everybody.
Start.
That looks like a good jump to me, Griffin. There you go. Congratulations, first place.
Finish.
The next game is called Domino Tally. Count the number of blue dominoes that are knocked down. The player who comes closest to the actual number wins the game. There's not much to it, just hit the A button when you see a blue domino fall. Go ahead and show everybody how to play, Griffin.
Start.
Griffin's guess is 48. Let's see how he did.
Finish.
Pretty good, Griffin. Great job, honey. The next game is called Shutterbird. Only one of the birds in this flock has eyebrows. Find that heavy-browed bird along the other feathered fellows along the rocky wall and quickly snap a picture of it. Our tip for this game is to just use your directional pad and move around as fast as you can, zooming in and out to find the heavy-browed bird. Griffin, show everybody what we mean. Go for it. Nice job, Griffin.
Finish.
The next game is Snow Shredders. Take jumps off the ramps throughout the run. Compete for points by jumping while in the yellow zone, 5 points, the orange zone, 7 points, or the red zone, 10 points. Our tip on this game is just to keep the Wii Remote horizontal and just flick it up when you're ready to jump. Go for it, Griffin. Show them what we mean. The next minigame is called River Rolling. Race to see who could barrel roll themselves upstream fastest. Avoid bumping into the logs. The first player to reach the goal wins the game. Our tip for this game is pretty straightforward. Try to get in front of a CPU to block his or her progress. Griffin, show us what to do. Great job, Griffin. Great job. The next minigame is called Speed of Sight. Memorize the details on the cars that zoom by and choose the correct design. Answer as quickly as possible to earn maximum points. Our tip for this game is to memorize details about the car. What shape is it? Does it have a tail fin? And what direction do the arrows go? And also, is there a number? Griffin, show us what to do. Number 6. Tail fin. Tail fin, 2 stripes.
Finish.
The next game is called Power Prisms. Run through the course and collect as many Power Prisms as you can. The player who collects the most Power Prisms wins the game. In this game, try to block one of your opponent's progress and gather as many of those Prisms as you can. Go ahead, Griffin, show them what we mean.
Start. Finish.
Great job, Griffin. The next game is called Alley Hoops. Each player tries to get as many balls in the basket as possible. Remember, you're all trying to shoot at the same time. Get the gold ball in the net for 3 points. Go ahead, Griffin, get started when you're ready.
Start. Finish.
Hey friends, Goblin Griff is going to continue playing all the 4-player We Party You minigames. He'll be continuing and finishing the games against Ricardo, Corey, and Merrick. I believe he left off on Hide-and-Go-Beak. Hide-and-Go-Beak. Hide behind the grass barriers so that the curious ostrich can't find you. The player who manages to avoid the ostrich wins the game. Alright, Goblin Griff, as we were saying, this game is totally random. Just pick a bush and hide behind it and hope for the win. Go ahead and get started, Griffin, whenever you're ready.
Start.
Looks like Griffin got lucky and was able to win the minigame. Great job, Griffin. The next minigame is Countdown Crisis. Pass the bomb to another player before it explodes. The last player standing wins. Okay, our tip for this game is to count out loud the countdown as you're playing. For example, if the number starts at 16, just count down 15, 14, 13, etc. and pass the bomb at the absolute last moment. Griffin, why don't you go ahead and demonstrate, and I'll help you count.
Start.
21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fifteen, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thirteen, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great passing, Griffin. Great demonstration.
Finish.
The next game is called Assemble Bots. Put together legs, torsos, and heads to assemble as many robots as you can. Earn 1 point for a multicolored robot, 3 points for a single colored robot, and 5 points for a golden robot. Our tip for this game is to look at the available legs before you click on your Mii. If you see legs of a color that you also see the torso for, you should grab those legs, then grab the body, and then hopefully get the head and get a single colored robot right off the bat. Alright Griffin, let's try to demonstrate this technique. Okay, I see purple legs. Give it a try, Griffin.
Start.
That was very nicely played, Griffin. Great job, honey. You got a gold robot. I saw it. The next minigame is called Run to the Sun. Zoom through space as a flying hero, but you better choose the right path or you'll get clobbered by a meteor and lose a heart. The player with hearts remaining at the end of the game is the winner. This game is totally random. Choose left or right, up or down. It doesn't really matter, there's no real strategy to it. Just choose a side, choose a direction, and hope for the best. Alright Griffin, go ahead and start. Let's see if you can win. Looks like
Finish.
Griffin was able to guess correctly that time. Alright friends, looks like we're at the final minigame. The final minigame is called Mad Hatters. Try on hats to earn points. If you pick the same hat as one of your opponents, neither will get any points. You'll earn 3 points for a crown, 2 points for a Mario hat, and 1 point for all others. The player with the most points wins. Our technique on this is pretty straightforward. We always go for the Mario hat, and then we always go for the crown. This technique has a very high probability win rate. Let's see if it works today. Go ahead, Griffin, get started when you're ready.
Start.
Well, Griffin was able to win that minigame. We'd like to thank everybody for watching our video today of all the 4-player Wii Party U minigames. We hope you enjoyed our commentary and found our tips to be very helpful. If you enjoyed our tips, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel. It really means a lot to us. Check out our playlists of other Wii Party U games and some Wii Party games as well. We also do a lot of other fun stuff. Alright everybody, we'd like to thank you again. It really means a lot to us. Say goodbye to everybody, Griffin.